All right, everybody. Good evening. Here it is 7:09 on our Wednesday. This is a live look out of Lawrence. This is not Kansas City. This is to the west in Lawrence, and we're not seeing a whole lot of trouble out there. So this is where we have a snow band that's coming through, and it's just having a difficult time maintaining itself as snow. It's mixing in with rain, and this snow thing is looking a lot better for us now. I'm sure you saw that because it was looking like, and just being totally transparent, we'll always do that, is by 5, we were expecting 5 to 6, a pretty healthy switch over to snow. And it did that kind of in patches, but the way that this one was going to be able to produce snow, even though our temperatures at ground level were above freezing, is the cold air from upstairs in the atmosphere is brought down to the ground. It's what we call dynamic cooling, and it's a special kind of snow setup. And it looks like that cold air from upstairs in the atmosphere just isn't quite drilling down to the ground or near the ground like it was expected to, and then punch that snow through in that little shallow warm layer. That's essentially what's going on, but it's good news for us because while we may still see a snow switchover, it's much shorter, it's mixing in with rain, it just looks a whole lot better. So it just struggled, and what was looking like if it had switched over to all snow with the wind that we have, this would have been pretty rough right there for the evening commute. Visibility would have dropped down, and it's not really going out that way. So things are looking better. So let's show you what we see and run you through the rest of this evening. All right, here, let's get you this one. All right, so the rest of this evening, first off, still probably going to see a rain switch to snow. I don't know if it's going to make it to all snow. All right, it might end up being a rain-snow kind of combo, and it's taking a lot longer to do it. We were expecting it by 5 or 6. Here it is 7:11. It hasn't happened. So that means a shorter snow event. So snow here is struggling. Let's look at it on the radar, and you can see it's where it's trying to do it. So we're switching. You see the green indicating rain. So, generally east of Richmond to Harrisonville, kind of that line, and it's showing snow in Kansas City, but see how it's still got the green kind of coming in. So it's mixing with raindrops, and anything like that is just, it's melting on its way down to the ground. So the radar seeing it a little bit above the ground, and by the time it gets to the ground, it just melts on contact, which we expected a lot of this to melt on contact. But even like how visibility would drop, which was our number one concern, is not really looking to be that bad, or anything really to worry about at this point. Now this is Lawrence, so we just looked right here, we peered into this snow band, and this is the main snow band going from St. Joe to Lawrence down to Ottawa. That's our main snow event in Kansas City and through the area. So whenever that comes through, that's all snow. Mostly snow. I'm not saying there isn't any raindrops in there, but it's mostly snow. And as that comes through, might see a brief kind of drop in visibility, but it's just not going to be that much, and it's not going to last all that long. So we look a whole lot better. Let's take you to the computer forecast here. And notice how they have insisted on more widespread. They don't have this kind of gap. Let me go back to the radar. And you see this gap that we've got here that's also helped us out? Kind of between, you saw it better about an hour ago between, let's see if I can draw on here, between about this line here, and then let's see if I can do it again, this line right here. So there's kind of a gap in between there. Not a very good drawing, but anyway, that's some drier air that has snuck in between those two. So the computers and our guidance was saying, and still, even right now, these things update every single hour, and they're just not seeing it, how widespread it is. And it hasn't really shaken out that way. So here we are by 8. So about an hour from now, that band is coming in from the west. That's going to be, an hour or so of what will be some snow. And then by 10 o'clock, it should be east of here, and we're done in Kansas City. It's going to take a little longer for our eastern counties, so some periods of snow going from Chillicothe to Marshall, Richmond, and Odessa, and then it's on out of here. Temperatures right now, they look like this. We're in the mid-30s, so everybody's above freezing, so just wet roads. It's not going to be able to stack up enough to cause issues on the roads. We don't think that. And it's really windy. We're still getting gusts here clocking in 50, look at Atchison, 50 miles an hour, St. Joe nearly 50, 45 in Lawrence. So it is stronger west of the metro, and those stronger winds trying to slide their way east, still like 35, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. within Kansas City, but those might pop up a little bit, especially with that band coming through. So here's a peek at just kind of looking ahead. I'm going to get you more on this evening. So rain, snow, it's very windy, it's cold. Then tomorrow's the first day of spring, and it's a whole lot better. It's cold in the morning, but a nicer afternoon. And I am watching something on your weekend. We could see some rain on Sunday, so I'm going to show that to you here in just a bit. But kind of like the bottom line on snow here for tonight is this. Less than an inch of accumulation. That's the entire area. Might have a pocket that tries to get some, but it's just not much. Most of this is melting on contact. If you get any accumulation, it's going to be on the grass. And the main issue is when we get into that band, visibility could drop, but it just isn't looking like it's going to be too much trouble. I'm not nearly as concerned about it as it was looking like it could have been this time yesterday. So let's look at our city cam here. This is within KC. This is at the Blue Hills Country Club, so kind of in the general Red Bridge area. And you see the flag whipping around out there, but a little bit of light rain, maybe some snowflakes mixed in. Doesn't look terrible. Look at our temperature crash that we had today. This morning, actually, at 6, we were at 68 degrees. We started, if you were up early, we were in the upper 60s and then just tanked down into the 30s this afternoon. And our winds going ahead this evening are still going to be rather gusty. We've got like a 45 to 50 mile per hour potential wind gust up through about 9 o'clock or so. After that, it's like 40 mile per hour gusts until about 2. And then by tomorrow morning, it's really dropping off. We're down to about 17 mile per hour, so a 20 mile per hour wind gust by early tomorrow morning. And look at our temperatures here. They're just kind of rock steady in the mid 30s as we go through the snow event. So again, melting that snow as it comes down. And then by tomorrow morning, ooh, it's kind of cold. We're in the upper 20s. The normal low is 35, so we're colder than normal. And remember, we still have that kind of 20 mile per hour wind gust. Sustained winds more like 10, 15, so we're going to have a little bite in the air as we start spring. 19 is how it feels in the morning. Ooh, still even 30s, you know, as we get to the lunch hour, something like that, upper 30s. But then our afternoon tomorrow looks really good. So we've got blue skies. It's like not a cloud in the sky for at least the first 3 quarters of the day. Just looks gorgeous. And then 53, warmer tomorrow. Not quite normal. Northwest winds are way lighter tomorrow. 5 to 15, and you can see high temperatures around the area. So the normal high is 57. We're short of that, but a lot of us are going to be in the mid 50s tomorrow. So not a bad looking Thursday for us. Let's get you the 7-day. And Friday, we tack on 10 more degrees. We're at 63 by then. There's a slim chance for a late day shower, something like 6, 7, 8, but it's only 20%. Most of us on Friday are going to be dry. It's a little breezy, but 63, I'll take that. Saturday looks really good. We've got partly cloudy skies, mid 60s, doesn't look too windy. Then Sunday, we do have a first warn on Sunday. You can see some morning showers here. I don't think they're going to last all that long, but I think we start the day with some rain up until about 10, and then that should slide away. That's the way it looks right now. If you've got plans outside on Sunday, just kind of be checking in on this. But just, some rain at times, most likely in the morning on our Sunday. Not a total loss, and we're still in the 60s. And then here's the full 7-day for you. As 60s, hey, they're back. 60 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, low 60s. We're dry as it looks right now for next week. So there's the bottom line. Good news for us this evening. And love it when I was tired of snow, and we'll probably get some. And you'll see it as you look out your window. Just doesn't look like it's going to amount to much of anything, and maybe the visibility comes down. Watch that still if you're going to be out driving around this evening, but even the visibility part doesn't look like is going to be as bad as it could have been. Not nearly as much. So windy, cold, little rain snow mix. That's what we've got for this evening. And then tomorrow, a new season and a better forecast. Looking forward to that. So we'll have updates for you at 10 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great evening. Thanks for joining us. Always appreciate that. Take care.